IBM Think 2025, AI agents that act, not just talk, embedding intelligence across the stack. At IBM Think 2025, held in Boston, the company doubled down on its enterprise-first AI narrative, not with flashy prototypes or viral demos, but with deeply technical, production-ready announcements aimed squarely at real-world business complexity. Across keynote stages, closed-door sessions, and analyst briefings, the message was consistent. AI is no longer a sideshow or science project. It's becoming infrastructure, and IBM, with its legacy in systems integration and governance-heavy deployments, is positioning itself as the execution layer for enterprise AI. AI that operates, not just converses. Its most strategic reveal at the event was the introduction of a modular, enterprise-grade AI agent framework, a calculated pivot away from conversational gimmicks and toward deeply integrated, outcome-driven automation. Branded under Watsonx Orchestrate, these agents are engineered to do more than chat. They're built to act. Think HR workflows executed autonomously. Think IT tickets resolved across heterogeneous platforms. Think finance operations streamlined not by scripting, but by embedded intelligence. At Greyhound Research, we believe this marks a decisive shift in the way AI is implemented, not layered on, but embedded within business architecture. These agents operate inside business domains like HR, IT, finance, and customer service, not bolted on as a new layer, but operating within the core transactional systems that keep enterprises running. What sets them apart is modularity and policy awareness. They're composable, observable, and trained to adhere to enterprise governance structures. Unlike most Gen AI assistants that hover on the surface, IBM's approach is surgical, embedding execution logic directly into business operations. Governance built in, not bolted on. Crucially, these agents are built for hybrid environments. They're infrastructure agnostic, interoperable with third-party applications, and open to open-source components. Whether you're running on IBM Cloud, AWS, on-prem, or across multiple zones, these agents are designed to operate with context, constraints, and continuity. IBM's message was clear. This is not about showcasing LLM power. It's about delivering measurable, governable productivity across the stack. In a market flooded with AI in a box, vendors promising plug-and-play magic, IBM's position was refreshingly unsexy and refreshingly real. This isn't productivity theater. This is productivity infrastructure. It's a bet on embedded intelligence, not standalone novelty. And for enterprise leaders juggling compliance, risk, and scale, that distinction matters. IBM's announcement signals a return to form, not in terms of nostalgia, but in relevance. This is IBM doing what it's historically done best, solving for enterprise complexity with layered, interoperable technology. With Watsonx Orchestrate, the company isn't trying to win a model war. It's trying to win the orchestration war, the war for who owns the interface between AI logic and business action. At Greyhound Research, we've long maintained that the real AI differentiation won't be at the model layer. It will be at the orchestration layer, where business rules, policy adherence, and operational continuity converge. This is a shift from AI as a service to AI as an operator, one that doesn't just suggest or predict, but executes. And the genius here isn't the model. It's the architecture. IBM is stitching together models, agents, observability, and compliance into a unified agentic fabric. This is middleware for AI-native enterprises, and few others are thinking at this layer. Contrast this with vendors pushing AI agents locked into proprietary ecosystems or productivity suites. IBM's approach is deliberately open. Build your own agents, extend open-source ones, govern them through Watsonx, and integrate them into your brownfield realities. For regulated industries, insurance, healthcare, defense, this is the difference between pilot and production. IBM isn't posturing for virality. It's building for survivability. And that may be the most valuable strategic posture in an enterprise AI market, now defined more by noise than by nuance. According to Greyhound CIO Pulse 2025, 66% of Global 2000 CIOs now consider agentic orchestration a top 3 priority for AI implementation, specifically agents that can act across systems and reduce tool hopping. While early excitement around LLMs remains, CIOs have grown impatient with surface-level integrations. What they want is execution, AI that knows the business context, automates multi-step workflows, and operates under real-time policy constraints. At Greyhound Research, we continue to hear this demand echoed across our enterprise briefings. AI that works not just in demos, but across legacy systems, under policy, and in production. Yet, 54% of CIOs also cited agent sprawl as a rising concern. When departments spin up disconnected bots without oversight, governance quickly falls apart. IBM's design, with built-in observability, lifecycle control, and identity-based policy enforcement, is a direct response to this reality. In other words, not more AI, but managed AI, from proof of concept to production ready. Another stat that underscores IBM's opportunity. Only 29% of AI pilots in 2024 made it past the proof of concept stage. The two top killers? Lack of integration and compliance failures. Watsonx Orchestrate addresses both. It's designed for deployment, not just experimentation. As AI agents become more prevalent, CIOs will increasingly gravitate toward platforms that offer centralized visibility, reusable design, and cross-functional compliance reporting. IBM's inclusion of these from day one is not just smart, it's essential. Greyhound field notes from IBM Think 2025 reinforced this shift from hype to hard outcomes. In one conversation, the CIO of a Fortune 100 major remarked, "We've moved past the chatbot phase. What we need are agents that work inside our systems, not on the edges, and do it without adding audit headaches." Their team had trialed 3 AI assistant vendors in the past year, all of which promised fast productivity gains, but buckled under integration issues. What caught their attention about IBM's approach wasn't speed, it was fit. The agents didn't require re-engineering. They slotted in. They respected workflows. They enforced existing governance. Additional Greyhound field notes captured similar sentiments. A banking executive noted, "Most vendors show up with a proof of concept and disappear when we ask about SOC2 or data residency. IBM came with those answers first, and only then showed us what the agents could do." This subtle inversion, solving for compliance before capability, proved compelling for attendees managing multinational operations. Many leaders explicitly said they're no longer evaluating AI tools as innovation projects. They're treating them as critical infrastructure. Perhaps the most telling quote came from a CIO of a global energy firm. "IBM didn't pitch us a revolution. They pitched us a retrofit. That's what wins in real enterprises." At Greyhound Research, we believe this captures the true differentiator in enterprise AI adoption today: pragmatic design that enhances what already works rather than demanding its replacement. In a landscape of shiny new tools promising seismic shifts, IBM's agent strategy stood out by offering something far rarer: a way forward that doesn't require breaking what already works. The orchestration layer is the real battlefield. This isn't another AI experiment in search of validation. It's a deliberate re-architecture of the enterprise AI stack, quiet, confident, and deeply considered. IBM isn't chasing headlines or trying to out-demo the competition. It's solving for what actually breaks at scale: compliance blind spots, integration debt, and governance paralysis. With Watsonx Orchestrate, IBM is shifting the AI conversation from what's possible to what's operational, from proof of concept to proof of resilience. This move isn't flashy, but it's foundational. And in a market where most vendors are still layering AI on top of brittle architectures, IBM is threading it through the core, with guardrails, observability, and accountability built in from day one. At Greyhound Research, we see this as a critical evolution because in 2025, this isn't just a differentiator. It's the new baseline for trust. Analyst in focus, Sanchit Gogia. Sanchit Gogia, or SVG as he is popularly known, is a globally recognized technology analyst, innovation strategist, digital consultant, and board advisor. SVG is the chief analyst, founder and CEO of Greyhound Research, a global, award-winning technology research, advisory, consulting, and education firm. Greyhound Research works closely with global organizations, their CXOs, and the board of directors on technology and digital transformation decisions. SVG is also the founder and CEO of the House of Greyhound, an eclectic venture focusing on interdisciplinary innovation. Copyright policy. All content contained on the Greyhound Research website is protected by copyright law and may not be reproduced, distributed, transmitted, displayed, published, or broadcast without the prior written permission of Greyhound Research or, in the case of third-party materials, the prior written consent of the copyright owner of that content. You may not alter, delete, obscure, or conceal any trademark, copyright, or other notice appearing in any Greyhound Research content. We request our readers not to copy Greyhound Research content and not republish or redistribute them, in whole or partially, via emails or republishing them in any media, including websites, newsletters, or intranets. We understand that you may want to share this content with others, so we've added tools under each content piece that allow you to share the content. If you have any questions, please get in touch with our community relations team at connect@thofker.com.